you for joining me. It's Kirsten and we're at the start of another weekly reading vlog, and this is the first week of January for me. Well, okay, let's say this is like the end of the week. This is the first few days of January. I'm starting this on the 31st of December. We're gonna run this just for the first few days of January. Really excited actually, because we are taking part in a readathon and I cannot wait. Leandra is hosting her TBRathon and she has 3 different games that you can play. Now I'm taking part in 2 of them. One is a bingo board, which I have helped provide a prompt for. This bingo board is actually all done by different booktubers. As I finish a book, we will be ticking off what prompt the book fulfills for this, which I'm very excited about. And then we also have a snakes and ladders game, but it's paws on bookshelves. I'm so excited for this. So I'm going to be rolling as I go, and this is going to decide what I read. So in a moment, we're going to go for that first roll, and hopefully it fits with what I need to read, because something I need to read this week is The 100 Murders, and this is a Japanese mystery book. It is actually an award-winning classic mystery. I cannot wait to read this. I'm buddy reading this with Leandra. We are doing a set amount of chapters per day. We're starting it tomorrow, and I think it's gonna be so good. We've got like little maps and things throughout the book. I'm so excited to do my first buddy read with Leandra as well. And this one was kindly gifted to me by Denise, so thank you so much. So I'm really hoping that this book works for a prompt on paws and bookshelves for like the first one. However, if it doesn't, I do have another book that I want to be reading, and that is Sword Crossed by Freya Mask. And I'm not going to go into details of this one because this is actually going to be in another video, but I could make that work as well. So I'm quite happy to read these 2 at the same time. I actually do need to get this one finished sooner rather than later as well. So hopefully the first roll will work for one of these 2 books. But literally the idea of the game is to start at start and just get through the board to finish over here. However, there are books that are precariously stacked that can knock you back down. And if you saw Leandra's TBR game for this and the amount of times that she ended up back at the start, hilarious. I was laughing so hard at the rolls. It was wonderful, but also karma could get me back for laughing so hard at what Leandra had to go to. So yeah, we're gonna see. Hopefully by the end of January we have escaped the paws and bookshelves game board. If not, we're just going to forever be stuck inside a labyrinth of paws and bookshelves. I also would like to collect the docs as I go along, but you have to fulfill those prompts, so we're just gonna see. I'm really excited. It's gonna add a bit of chaos into my videos, into what I'm reading, because I can't really plan for anything, but also I really enjoyed it. The last time I did something like this was for Danny's bucket listathon, and I really enjoyed my few weeks of rolling as I went for her game board and fitting the books I had to read to the prompts that I was getting for the game board. It was just really, really fun. So I'm looking forward to doing that again. So with all of this spiel out of the way, I hope you're all doing amazingly well. And let's see if the first roll can match the books that I actually need to read, or if I'm gonna have a bit of chaos added in. As per usual, we have a little ghost that's going to act as my character for the game, ready to go. Oh, actually, let me move this up a little bit. There we go. Ready to go on start. Oh, Hermione. Cat, intermission, 2 seconds. Hermione has been moved. Let's go for roll number 1. 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and I could go straight up to 5-star prediction. Now, how are we doing this? Do we have to fulfill this and then go up? Or can I just go up? I need to check. Hang on a minute. So I double checked the rules, and Leandra says that the way to work with the ladders is to fulfill the bottom prompt, and then you have a choice for your next roll to either go up the ladder or to ignore it and carry on round. Now, I am tempted to go up the ladder so that I can try and finish this out. However, I did say I wanted to collect the dogs, and I have to pass this one, the under 300 pages, to be able to collect this dog. So we're actually going to do the winter setting, which is what I got for number 4, and then from there we will go around and actually go around the board so I can collect the dog, is what I'm thinking. With that being said, this prompt is a book with a winter setting, and I think this one takes place in winter. Yes, okay, literally in the winter of 1937. works perfectly. Now I may end up doing another roll in a couple of days time if I decide that I want to pick up an ebook or something as an extra book for this video, because as much as I am going to be reading Sword Crossed, again, this is for another video. So we'll see if I manage to do quite well, because this is a short book. We've split this over the next, like, I think we're doing it until Monday. So I think it's like the next, what, 5 days? So this is not going to take me long to read those chapters. So I may end up being able to have time to at least roll for the next book, or at least like roll for an ebook that I have on the go that I bring over into next week. We'll see how it goes. But for now, that first roll went so well. We got winter set in, which, yes, perfect for the buddy read. I think that worked really well. And amazingly enough, this works really well for the bingo board, which I was going to put this one for Leandra's prompt of a mood read. So this has actually started out amazingly well. I am so happy with the start of this video. So yeah, we're going to be reading this. I mean, I was going to be reading it anyway, but it's actually working with what I need, so I don't need to stress about trying to fit in extra stuff. I can actually just take my time with this. But I won't be starting this today. I'm going to start this tomorrow. I will read the chapters I need so that we can discuss them daily, and I'm so excited. I think this is going to be fantastic. And I haven't even said what this one is about. So in this one, we are in winter of 1937. We're in a village, Okumaru, which is abuzz with excitement over the forthcoming Ichigani wedding. But amid the gossip, there is also worrying rumour. It seems a sinister masked man has been asking questions around the village. Then on the night of the wedding, the Ichigani household are awoken by a terrible scream, followed by the sound of eerie music. Death has come to Okumaru, leaving no trace but a bloody samurai sword thrust into the pristine snow outside the house. Soon, amateur detective Kosuke is on the scene to investigate what will become a legendary murder case. But can this scruffy sleuth solve a seemingly impossible crime? I'm so excited, and this will be my first Japanese crime mystery that I've read, which is going to be fantastic. So yeah, I'm really very excited to give this one a try and see what I think, and hopefully if I enjoy it then I can read more Japanese mysteries, because there is a whole load of them. Like, we've got some here that would be really good to read, and just a few others as well. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. Fantastic start. Wasn't expecting that. I honestly thought it would go horribly wrong, but that is a really nice start, which is just what I needed. Morning. I have had a really productive morning. So as we know, the last few weeks I have been pretty ill. To be honest, I'm still kind of getting over it, but it's the start of my time off from work. I've got 5 days off and I'm feeling better enough that I can actually start tidying up, which, oh my god, it needed it. So if you hear a bit more background noise than normal, it's because I've got my windows open to really like let fresh air into this place. It's been good. It's been a really productive morning, which is amazing. And you know what? It's been a really productive reading time. So I have started reading The Honshin Murders and I'm enjoying this so much. I'm up to chapter 8, page 80. Buddy reading this with Leandra, as we know, and we have a set amount of chapters that we're reading per day, and oh my god, I'm having the best time buddy reading with her. It's been so much fun. We've been exchanging voice notes with one another and it's great. The theories are theorizing and it is just so much fun. But there is genuinely so much going on in this. Like, look at the tabs. Can you see like how many tabs are going on in this? It's a bit insane. So I've got blue for things like facts, clues, interesting things that are being given to us, and then orange for like my suspicions. Let me shut that window actually, hang on. I don't even know if you could have heard that. For me, it's distracting when I'm trying to talk. So anyway, loving this. It's so good. There is so much that's being given to us straight from the bat. I really like it. I think it's so interesting. Like, okay, let me get my thoughts in order. So this book, I love the way it's being narrated. We have our narrator who is a crime author, and literally says at the very start of this book, oh my god, being given a locked room mystery that is true to detail to you is like a godsend. It is like the best of the best. And he talks about some other crime mystery authors and like classic ones like The Mystery of the Yellow Room by Gaston Leroux, which is a mystery that I've read and I really enjoyed, and that one is a locked room mystery. It's also inspired Agatha Christie, which is why I read it. It was one that my mum gifted to me, and a few other authors which I haven't read from. So we've got John Dixon Carr, we've got Maurice Leblanc, we've got S.S. Van Dyne, and a few others. So there's definitely ones I'm going to be looking into. Roger Scarlett was mentioned, which then Leandra told me Roger Scarlett's actually a pseudonym for two women, and so I'm definitely going to be reading some of their books. Very excited about that. So we get all of that at the start, so it introduces it to us as being introduced to our narrator that goes, hey, I'm going to detail you this crime that happened is reminiscent of other books like this. It's almost like the killer had read these books, pieced it all together. Oh my gosh, okay, that adds to a theory I just had. No, imagine if that's true and you get it right at the I'm gonna have to voice note this to Leandra. Oh my god, it literally just clicked. Back to this though, but the author is saying it's almost like this person has read all of these crime classics and put together the perfect locked room mystery, and then it goes into detailing what's actually going on. So the people that were murdered are people called Kenzo and his wife. I'm really bad at pronouncing the name, so let me get the name up properly. Katsuko, who is the bride. She is a school teacher. Kenzo's family isn't happy with the marriage. They've put a lot of objections in place because of lineage. Lineage is a big thing. They talk about the fact that Kenzo's family, technically their lineage is a little bit questionable compared like for what the town would want, but it's still higher than what the person that Kenzo is trying to marry, and there's a lot of talk about that and how important lineage is to these families. So there is a lot of people that are against the marriage, but it goes ahead anyway. But on the night of their marriage, they are then murdered in this locked room, and you just don't know how this has actually come about. There is this person, it's called we don't know his name, it's literally called Three-Fingered Man. He's literally got 3 fingers, and the 3 fingers that are used to play this instrument called a Kyoto. Sorry, I'm not great on pronunciations. I do try, it just doesn't always work. Which I then looked up, and it actually seems to be quite a big instrument, which was very interesting to think about, is that it's not the easiest thing to move around. But yeah, so it's this big instrument that is then very fundamental to what's happening in the book, because at the time of these murders this music is being played, and it seems to be the Kyoto that was in the little annex where Kenzo and Katsuko are that were murdered. And it just seems all very theatrical and things like this, and I'm really intrigued. We have a little bit of a past thing going on which could impact that what's happened here. There just seems to be so many different classic tropes that have been pulled into this book as potential theories as to why this murder has happened. As you saw, I made a connection to the very start of this, which I wonder if it's as simple as that. I'm really intrigued, which I'm not going to go into because of spoilers, but I'm really enjoying this. It's been so much fun to actually buddy read this with Leandra and to swap theories on things. That's something I really love about murder mysteries, is when you are reading them. So like whenever we've had a murder mystery in the Discord book club, like it's been so much fun to see the spoiler filled notes which you can hide on Discord, and then when you get to that part to be able to read them and see different people's theories and things. Like I really enjoy it. I just think it's so much more fun to try and theorize with other people and see who gets it right and what people agree with my stuff. I mean, 9 times out of 10 I'm always wrong, but I have so much fun with my wild outlandish theories that it's just really good. I really enjoy it. So I think this is the perfect book to start the new year off with. The winter setting is on point. I'm loving this. This book actually takes place in November, but it's snowy and cold, and right now here in the UK, where I am in London anyway, it's like 2 degrees outside, so it's really freaking cold, which is also another thing that made me and Leandra laugh so much, is because I'm like, oh wait, you're in Fahrenheit and I don't know what that is, and then I looked it up and it's like 34 Fahrenheit or something, and I'm like, man, if it was 34 degrees right here, that'd be so warm. I'd be so happy. When I'm saying it in Fahrenheit, it feels like, oh my god, that's really good. And then in reality, it's like, no, it's bloody freezing here. That was fun. it's just been a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying my time with this. Oh wait, hang on, before I get into my plans for this video, I also have my notebook filled with stuff. This is my murder mystery solving notebook. I have my theories from the Agatha Christie books that I've read, and currently this one I have the timeline that's going on. Every time I have a thought and a theory, I write it down in here. I listen to Leandra's ones and I write notes of what I want to reply to in Leandra's thoughts and comments and stuff, and it's just, man, I do love a good mystery book. They are just so fun. It's like a puzzle, and I love trying to theorize them all. It reminds me, I still have Myrtle. I still have this book which was sent to me by the publisher, and I did really enjoy it, and I was consistent in doing a few of these a day, and then it just kind of stopped, I think because where I moved and everything. But I would love to get back into this as just like, you know what, when I'm having a busy day editing and things, it would be really good to just take a break, do a brain teaser, have a cup of tea. Like, oh, I love it. They're just so fun. But yeah, but speaking of Agatha Christie though, this morning, as you saw, I read a little short story from here. So this is the Midwinter Murders collection. This is my short story collection for winter. I do a seasonal short story collection, and I am a bit behind in where I wanted to be. There are 12. I was hoping to read 4 per month, so like 1 a week. Didn't happen in December. I read 1 in December, so hoping I can read more consistently in January. The one I read is actually one that I've already read, which is A Christmas Tragedy, and this is one that is mentioned in the Tuesday Club Murders. The Tuesday Club Murders is where you have Miss Marple and a bunch of her friends and family that are sitting around swapping little tales of crime and seeing who can solve them. The one that Miss Marple gives is the one that's mentioned in here. I don't mind that because it's been ages since I've read through this collection, so reading this, it was really fun to reread it. It also highlighted to me how misleading Agatha Christie can be. So in this little short story, it's called The Christmas Tragedy, but it's set just before Christmas basically, and we're following husband and wife, and Miss Marple is convinced that the husband is going to kill his wife, that he is not to be trusted, that he's attempted it several times, but she's got no proof, so she can't actually go to the police. She knows the wife won't even believe her, so she's trying to think of a way to lay a trap. However, she is too slow, and the wife is murdered, and you're just kind of piecing things together, and how did he do it, and did he actually do it, like what's actually going on. So I enjoyed it. I think it's a good little short story. The next one is The Coming of Mr. Quinn, and it's New Year's Eve is the first one. I'm looking forward to reading this. I would like to, over my 5 days off, read 1 per day, and then that will get me in a really nice position to then carry on with 1 a week. I just love short story collections. It's something I've spoken about so much, especially during 2024. That's where my love of short story collections really took off, and honestly, having a crime reading week as the very first week in January for me, winning. Talking about the fact that it is the very first week of January and the fact that I was ill throughout the majority of December, I do have a lot of things that I want to do to start off my year. There's a lot of things that I'm really behind in that I would have done by now that I haven't been able to do, such as setting up my reading journal. Now, you're not going to see it in this video. I might just give like a brief little flick through a few pages depending on when I do that. I'm hoping to get it done Sunday, which will be like the end of this vlog. We'll see if that actually happens. We'll see. So you may see a little sneak peek of it, you may not. One thing I'm definitely going to be doing is going through my shelves and updating my Notion page. For my Notion, I track things like basically a digital reading journal of like the books I need to read per month, but I also have my physical owned TBR. And what I like to do at the end of the year is clear out all the books that I've read from there, go through my shelves and make sure my Notion page is actually up to date, because sometimes I'll get books in and I'll forget to put it on the spreadsheet and all of that. Well, it's not really a spreadsheet, it's just a page I created, list I guess, and go through that. I also want to color code it this time. All the books that I received last year will be in a different color. I started doing that 2023 and prior. That's all one color because I only just decided to start color coding like literally 2 months ago. So I would like to do that, color code all the ones that I got in 2024. Anything I get new will be in a different color, and I can see what years of books that I'm actually reading from the most and what things are just being left on my shelves and like reminding myself to actually get to them. So I would really like to update that, and I think I'm actually going to do that with you. I've got a few things to do first that I want to get done today. I've got an unboxing video to edit. I'm really hoping I can get it all edited today and up tomorrow for you, because it's just an extra video that was asked for on Discord. Hoping I can get that done, and I've already done pretty much all my tidying up, so that's amazing. I do want to bake a cake. You'll see in the Cosy reading vlog, which will be out shortly after this video anyway. Depends when I can edit that one. I've got so much. I'm so behind in all things YouTube, plus an extra thing that I was really hoping to have launched by now, which hasn't launched. So I've got so much to do. So these 5 days are just going to be filled with trying to get as much of my YouTube stuff done as possible. Fingers crossed we can get it all done, but definitely in this vlog you're going to be seeing me sort out my Notion, because I love doing that at the start of the year or end of 2024. Like, this is pretty late for me to be doing it, to be fair, but as I said, we've not been feeling great. Really want to get that set up, hoping over these 5 days I can get my reading journal set up for 2025 at last. Like, little things like this. Taking down the decor of my shelves would be good as well. I need to do, like, there's just so much. For now, I need to update another video and then start editing, and then hopefully we'll be checking back in later today to go through these shelves, and I'm thinking to do it shelf by shelf and just check, okay, are these books on my Notion page, and go through and do all of that, which I'm sure I'll probably over explain again when I do it later. Hopefully it does happen today. If not, it'll be the first thing I do tomorrow morning, because I really want to get that done. Okay, with all that being said, I'm gonna go and disappear and see you in a few hours, hopefully. But yeah, I'm loving this. I think it's such a good start. I'm really happy I'm starting off with a murder mystery, with a buddy read, and actually using this week to get ready for 2025. A little bit late, but we're gonna get there. Something funny, I've already done this update, but I did it on the wrong memory card. I have a way where I could use the footage from that memory card when I then edit all this, except it's annoying to do, and I like having things separated. So I have a memory card specific for these reading vlogs, and then I have another memory card that is for my sit down videos and things like this. That card was in this camera because I had filmed my December reading wrap up. It was great, and I'm glad I got that filmed. I need to edit and upload that because that's due out tomorrow, so I need to get on that. But I wanted to update on here because I'm going to be now doing my Notion page, because I didn't get around to doing it yesterday, because yesterday was really busy. It took me a few hours to edit the unboxing video, which is now live, and I also decided to start my reading journal setup, which took me 3 hours to do just the 2025 setup. So I did not get started on this Notion stuff that I really wanted to do. So I've decided, as I filmed my December reading wrap up, it's about just after midday, I will have time, like I can put aside an hour or two to do the Notion setup, can edit my December read and wrap up, because that shouldn't take me as long because it's not as long a video. So I was doing all this, updating everything, and then realised, one, my camera battery was low, so I had to change that out anyway, and then as I was changing it out I realised, oh, that's the wrong memory card anyway. We'll just start again. Reading wise, I have not read another short story from Midwinter Murders yet, but I will do later today. Have read a little bit more of the 100 Murders. We're now up to chapter 12, page 121, and as I've already said to you, but you don't know this, these last couple chapters were fine. They were not the most interesting for me. We did meet our detective, who is based on another detective from a Golden Age mystery that I've not read. I am going to do myself a list of all the Golden Age mysteries that have been mentioned in here that I haven't read. At some point I know I will get those. There is one that I'm really excited for, and that is the Red House mystery, or is it the Mystery of the Red House? Something like that. It's by A.A. Milne, the author of Winnie the Pooh. So I'm really intrigued. That is a mystery book that I knew about and then forgot about. I'm just gonna find that and get a copy because I think that's gonna be really good to read. I'm really interested to see what the author of Winnie the Pooh does with a murder mystery. Like, I'm really intrigued by that. There's been a few developments in this book, a few twists and turns in here. We're not reading our pages for today. Instead, we're going to be pushing it back by a day, but that works out really well for me because I've got so much I need to do. So as I've already mentioned, today alone, I need to edit the December wrap up, upload it. I do want to do the Notion stuff, which is going to take me about an hour or two to do. I then also really want to finish the book for the Cosy new releases video because that's got to be edited and uploaded shortly before this video. So there's a lot I need to do. So I think taking my time with this book and having this one be the only main book I'm reading plus a few short stories, I think works out really well for me. Plus, I'm really happy with having a murder mystery week as my first week of January. That is honestly something I am so happy with. And then finally getting myself ready for the year ahead. As we know, the sickness has just really got me behind. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, I'm liking this book. We're going to be going on for one extra day. I don't think I'm going to do another roll in this video for TBRathon. What I may do actually is do a roll maybe towards the end of this to see what next week's book is going to be. But I think for this video, it will just be fulfilling the one roll. But I'm really enjoying this. I think it's really good. It does make me want to read the rest of the books by this author so far. And we have so many different theories. I'm pretty firm on one particular theory where it could be two potential people, but also I don't know how they would have done it, and are they red herrings? Like, I don't know. I'm loving it. I'm loving the theorizing with Leandra. It's been so much fun. So yeah, I am really, really intrigued to read more of this, but not today. We're gonna put that one down for today. Read a short story from Agatha Christie instead today, and just catch up on all the things I really need to get caught up in, because oh my god, I am so behind. But right, okay, the next thing I want to do is start taking down the decor and clean these shelves a bit, and then we're gonna make a pile on my floor of all the books I own that I haven't read, and then we'll go through Notion and update it, and I'll show you how I do all of that. It's honestly nothing fancy. There is probably so much of an easier way to do what I'm doing, but this is what works for me, so I was just gonna stick to it. But okay, right, time to stop waffling on. Let's get to taking all this decor down, because honestly I'm feeling it. I'm feeling like I just want a fresh start, clean the shelves, clear off all the decorations, and just I just feel ready for it all. Are back. I've taken all the books off of my shelves. The pile is ridiculous. Like, look how much we've got. We've just got piles of books surrounding me. This does not include my classic shelves, because that is honestly a good third of all the books unread that I own, so I'm probably going to tackle that tomorrow maybe. But these are all the books from in this room. I need to get my Notion page up. Once I've done that, I mean, you'd think I'd be prepared, but I'm not. After I took all the books off my shelves, I actually went out to do a bit of food shopping, just a tiny bit for dinner. Now let's get this Notion page up. This is saying 163 books. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's going to be a lot more. Annoyingly, I was filming, well, screen recording on my laptop all the things that I've done to my Notion page, how I have it all laid out, and the fact that I was going through getting rid of all the books that I had read from last year because they end up with like a line crossed through them when I've read them, changing all the colours so everything from 2024 is highlighted in green and everything prior to 2024 is in orange, so like 23 and past is orange, 2024 is green, and then this year as I haul books, which I haven't hauled anything so far, that will be in black. That was the idea. We went through, we cleared it all off, and then we were starting to go through the books and just like make sure that they're on the list already, because I know a few of them aren't on the list because like they're recent acquisitions. However, my screen recorder on the laptop is refusing to work. I don't know why it's not working, but it is not having it at all. Instead, you can have a lovely little screenshot of how it looks. I have all the classics to go through, which I'm not going to do today because it's going to take far too long, and it's already 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I still need to edit my December wrap up. I keep saying TBR, it's a wrap up. I'm going to have to just go through, update this. I was talking about the fact that I've got so many historical fiction books that I just don't think I'm ever going to read, like Sarah Waters. Do I think I'm going to like them? Yes. Do I prioritize them? No. Plus Sarah Waters, I know I can get out of the library, so do I really need them on my shelves? Just certain books that I know I'm not prioritizing, I'm not inclined to read them. I know I'm probably not going to read them next year, so then why am I still getting them on my shelf? I am planning to do a massive unhaul video at some point to really go through all my shelves, but I am thinking, you know what, we're just going to do it. I'm just going to take off though, I'm just going to unhaul the Sarah Waters books. I know Sarah Waters is a much beloved author. I do think I'm really going to like their work, but I can get it from the library if I eventually get around to reading their work. I know it's not going to happen this year. It's just not going to. I have so many books that I want to read, and honestly historical fiction's always the bottom of that pile. Young Mungo is one that I do really want to read, but again, this is one that I can get out from my library. I got this from a free library. I think it was last year. What colour is this on my screenshot? Not that I can show you this, but Young Mungo is orange, so I got it before 2024, so it must have been in 2023 that I got this book, and I've still not read it. So I just think, I know I'm not going to read it in 2025, so I'm just going to take them off. Oh, actually, one thing I can show you. Where is my reading journal? Where did I put that? I thought I had it in here. Apparently I don't. Oh my lord, this bit of the video is not going to plan. We got there. So yeah, so in my reading journal from last year, I am planning to use these last pages as my series tracker, and then from the back will be my TBR list, because I like having a physical written one as well as one online. So the online one I can access with my phone. This one I've got at home. I don't know why I like keeping two, but I like keeping two. Also because this one will reflect the years that I got them in, because that's something I used to track in a much bigger journal that I want to now get rid of because it's just big and massive and takes up loads of room. I prefer these sizes. So that is the plan, to use up the last of these pages. Once I've updated this Notion spreadsheet, I can then collate that into here, put it under 2021 purchases, like, or hauled 2022, and go through that. So then when I get those certain prompts in my TBR game, I can just go straight into this and I can see it all in there and it's up to date. So that's the plan, but I think a few more historical fiction I'm going to get rid of is The Book Thief. Again, I've been meaning to read this for ages, just not read it. Shadow of the Wind, I'm still tempted to keep. I think I will really like this one. Lessons in Chemistry, my mum liked and she does recommend, so I might keep this one for a little bit longer, but it is definitely on the chopping block. I'm going to go through this crazy pile, update this. I'm not going to bother recording that now, and I think I will just show you once I have written it all up in here and do it that way. This is not the way I wanted this to go. I don't know why this is not working, but I took the screenshot so you can at least see how it looked, and I'll come back in at the end when I've done all of this with how many I actually own. I'm going to watch some YouTube while I do this. I'll check back in soon. afternoon. It is time to wrap up this video. I finished the book and you know what, this was a lot of fun. I had so much fun being able to talk about this with Leandra. It definitely made the reading experience that much better for me because we were constantly back and forth with ideas and theories and neither of us got it right, but it was so fun. I will say the ending of this book was a little bit of a letdown. So the last 3 chapters you find out who did it and then they explain it all and stuff, and I did come away feeling a bit like, oh, that's not how I wanted it to go. Like it wasn't as theatrical and everything as it could have been, but I still liked it and we both said we would actually read more from this author and just see going forward because this was their first work. And I did like it. I have to admit, like the first half of this I was having the time of my life, tabbing, underlining things, sending all the different theories out to Leandra and things. Like it was really fun to do. So I genuinely, I can't complain. I did have a good time with this. Yes, the ending wasn't quite what I wanted, but it still made me go, like when I read the line of who did it, I was like, what? What do you mean it was this? Like, what do you mean? And I was like, no, I don't believe this. It must be a bluff. Like it must be a bluff. And then you're reading on and you're like, oh no, it's not a bluff, it's not a bluff. So I did enjoy it for that because it definitely had me doing reactions to it and stuff. So I had a lot of fun with this. I thought it was really good. And I do think that buddy reading it with Leandra definitely upped the enjoyment factor for me. So if I had been reading this on my own, I can say that that ending probably would have made me go, oh, okay, fine, and then left it at that, not really been that interested in carrying on with any other works potentially, or at least not for a while, I should say, because I still would read more because I loved the first half of the book. I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna read more like sooner rather than later, but being able to have the back and forth with Leandra, being able to swap theories and stuff, it just made me enjoy it that much more. I'm actually really happy with this. Even with the disappointing part, I still kind of enjoyed the disappointing part because it enabled us to go, well, hang on a minute, that's not how we wanted it. And this lighting has changed drastically. It's because the sun's hidden, so now we're just, it went from being this lovely beautiful glow in my room to now just a really cold blue light. So never mind. Oh look, it's coming back again. English weather for you. You know what I did do this morning? I ordered a ring light, so we shouldn't have, well, when it arrives, hopefully once it arrives, we should have much better lighting and consistency and stuff. So fingers crossed that works. I mean, mainly just for these winter days because it really is a pain to film. Like summer is not a problem, but winter, autumn and that, it's just a pain to film because the lighting just goes in and out. And so when I'm editing, it drives me insane. Anyway, finally ordered one of those. That was a nice little treat to myself for the start of the year of just like looking at what do I want to change about my YouTube? What are things I want to do? And honestly, I can say that apparently we're in a talk mode, so we're just gonna do that. Yeah, so I can say that with my content wise, I'm actually really happy with it. I enjoy doing vlogs. I enjoy doing my weekly reading vlogs once a week. I enjoy doing the cozy reading vlogs and doing those once a month. Like I enjoy all of that, so that's not going to change. And I still like my sit down videos where I can do some book recommendations and things like this on a Sunday, so I don't think any of that's going to change, but I do want to improve just certain things about it. So one, lighting, making that a little bit more consistent for myself, easier on the editing as well. My thumbnails, they definitely need to improve. I spent a bit of time this morning doing some thumbnails. I'm going to show you one that I did for the cozy reading vlog that's coming out before this video, but I really like how this turned out. I just thought it was so much better comparing it to some of my other ones. So it's just like taking a bit of extra time. Normally all I tend to really do is take a thumbnail picture and then slap it on Canva with the text and then off I go. Like I don't even bother editing the photo in any way, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I kind of want to up it a little bit more because I know I can do better. So I think this one came out really well and I'm really happy with that. So I'm gonna play around with doing that, and to be fair, it didn't even take me that much longer. So I just like little things like that I want to improve. Also, just in terms of my weekly reading vlogs, taking the pressure off to read loads and loads of books. Like we've read one book this week and that was great. I loved it. I loved taking my time with this. It enabled me to actually do other things for other vlogs because I've started a vlog that you're not going to see till July. I had to finish up my cozy reading vlog, which came out before this, but I was running behind on that. So it actually just gave me time to do other things while still being able to read and update you with things for a weekly vlog. So that was really good. Oh, we did sort out, oh, let me go get it. Hang on. My journals. After the whole Notion issue and just not being able to screen record, I don't know what happened to my laptop. I need to get my partner to have a look at that actually, because I've got no idea. But this is this year's journal. No. This is 2024's journal. And I did really enjoy this. You could see it got really fat where I was doing all the different journaling stuff, and I did initially work out that this half would be enough for 2025, but then I started wanting to track more things, wanting to be more active in the community on YouTube and taking part of different readathons, co-hosting readathons. So I really want to be more active in that, and I would want to make spreads of those and stuff. So then I quickly realized this is not going to be enough, and I am not the sort of person that's okay with going across 2 different journals. That would annoy me so much. So instead, as I mentioned, I'm using the back of this to go through my physically owned TBR, which, can I just say, these are all the pages of my physically owned TBR by year order. I actually prefer this. This is so much more easier to use. The other, well, as you saw from the b-roll, it's like huge. It was really messy and things. This is just so much easier. Then the first bit of these blank pages is going to be my series tracker, which I haven't set up yet. I'm going to, but I just want to keep track of all the series that I'm in the middle of. I do plan on doing a series video. It got voted on in Discord of all the series I've DNF'd from 2024, all the series I finished in 2024, and then just an update on any other series that I've started since the last update, which I did around July time. And I think I will end up doing that like twice a year, so January and maybe June, July time, do a series check-in. So what I will do is put in all the series that I've started and have that continue on, so the blank pages don't get wasted, which is good. I'm happy with that. And then I started my 2025 journal. I love this. This is so good. I love the texture of this. This is so nice. This is a bit more like linen-y feel, and this is like softer. And it's just, oh, and I really like the moon and everything, and the colour. Oh, you can tell I like green, can't you? Because it's like 2 different greens. And I've started my 2025. I've done my different things that I'm tracking, and I'm doing my January setup. I've done that. I've got a little spread going for Leandra's TBRathon that I'm taking part in. So there's like different things that I've been doing, but I'm not showing you too much in there, and you will be seeing why soon. Come February, fingers crossed. I'm feeling a lot more ready for 2025 now that I've actually set up my journal. I've got my Notion up to date. I've put my physical TBR in here. All I've got left is the series one, but I'll probably do that when I film the series TBR, because then I'll be going through the spreadsheet I've got on Notion, which again, probably won't be able to screen record it and show you. Hopefully I can have it fixed by then, but at least it will have it on the spreadsheet, and so I can then just transfer the ones that I'm in the middle of and stuff into here is the plan for that. I also did all the editing and stuff I needed to do. I've just got to upload a video for tomorrow today. I'm never this behind. I am genuinely never this behind. If you can hear like weird scratchy sounds, that's Hermione. She's at her cardboard scratcher thing. But yeah, so I'm never this behind, but you know what, being ill is just the way it is. But I've got a couple more days, so I'm just going to try and get as much done as I can. I went bowling with my little brother this morning. We are both dreadful at bowling, but it's always just so much fun. Like, I love it because like there's like the sibling rivalry of haha who's gonna win, but in all honesty we're both dreadful at it, so it's just like, let's just see who doesn't get it in the gutter is a good point. But yeah, no, I had a lot of fun with that, so that was really nice, and then seeing my mum after and everything. So good morning. Lots I need to do this afternoon, but one thing I want to do is actually, before we wrap up the reading vlog though, I do have one more short story that I read in here. So I read, what was this one? This one was The Coming of Mr. Quinn. This is a new one. I've not read it before, and I found it quite interesting. It's a character, it's a specific character that I've seen in a couple of short stories that just kind of pops up, and he seems almost like mystical in some way, but in this one he prevents a murder, well-ish, which I found really interesting. And I do always find that whenever this mysterious character comes up, I tend to really like them because I want to know who this person is. So I'm gonna have to look into whether this character has an actual full-length novel with him in it, because I am very intrigued. It's just Quinn. Quinn is the character, so Mr. Quinn, I don't know. I'm just intrigued. I've read a couple now where he's made appearances, and they always seem to be that little bit more almost like paranormal leaning-esque, but not fully. I don't know, I liked this one. This one was interesting. So it is New Year's. We've got everyone that's kind of sat down, and there we've got this character comes along, Mr. Quinn, and he's like, oh, my car's broken down, can I come in and stuff? And they're like, yeah, come in. And they start talking about the fact that the house that they're in, their previous friend killed himself in this house, and they start talking about what led up to this happening and all of this, and it was really interesting, but it also had an impact on what was happening there and then, like in that day moment in time. So I don't know, I really like that one. With that being said, I want to recap where we are. So I did read The 100 Murders, which worked out well for paws and bookshelves for winter setting. I only did the one roll. I'm about to do roll number 2 as soon as I finish this, because I have no idea what I'm reading next. I've got so many things, so I just don't know. It's kind of weird for me. I normally plan out all my reading and be like, okay, I'm gonna read these books in this week because we're gonna do a vlog around that, and when I have things like this, that goes out the window. So I want to see what I'm reading next, and also this one for the bingo, the booktuber bingo, because I am determined to at least get 1 bingo on that booktuber bingo. So let's see. Pretty sure I was gonna go, yeah, I was thinking, you know what, for Leandra, mood read. We're just gonna go straight in the middle for this one, because I'm not a person that mood reads. Like, I'm genuinely not. I like structure in my reading. It's why I have my TBRs. It's why I plan out my content and stuff, because I like knowing what I'm reading. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is fun to deviate with things like this, but generally speaking, I'm not a massive mood reader. So I thought for Leandra, this would work out great because it is the buddy read, and you know, technically a mood read because it was randomly decided that we were going to pick it up in January. So that's a bit of a mood read for me, even though it's a planned mood read. It's about as impulsive as I can get, apart from those rare times when I go, you know what, actually, I really want to read this particular book. But honestly, I can count on my hand the amount of times that's happened this year. So yeah, okay, so that's a really good start to TBRathon. I'm really happy. I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, this weekly vlog is smaller than normal. I haven't updated as much as normal. It's like, yes, because we didn't start this till halfway through the week. But I'm really happy with the start to 2025, really happy with the reading, and honestly, I've had a really nice murder mystery week. It wasn't planned, but it was great. I loved it, and I have started a couple of things in the background. So I finished off the book I needed to finish for the Cozy Reading vlog, and then I picked up a Kindle book, but that's for Battle of the Booktubers, so I can't talk about it. You'll see that in July. I'm intrigued. I am intrigued, and it's a time. That's everything for this reading vlog, so thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please let me know how your first week of January went. Like I say, I finally feel like I'm getting to grips with things. I'm able to finally start getting myself organised, which feels amazing. But yeah, okay, we're gonna leave it there. I think if you've made it this far but just don't know what to comment, then let's leave like a detective emoji in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video though, please do consider giving it that thumbs up, subscribing and commenting. Those 3 things really help this channel out. My social media links and everyone I've mentioned will be linked below for you, and I will of course catch you in the very next video.